Welcome to Flashback Tracks. Travel back in time each Friday to an era of big hair, leg warmers, and Walkmans.
Far out.
Veg out with some clips from Downtime Broadcasting's promotional audio cassette magazine from the 80s and 90s, right here on the World Wide Web.
Now the Dodd Report. This month's feature report by Terry Dodd is entitled, If I Were King.
In my travels, I see and hear a lot of things, most of which, since it is often confidential, I keep to myself. But I also hear comments now and then about how people would do things differently if regulation were up to them. So I thought it would be fun if I put myself in charge for a few moments and told how it would be if I were king. If I were king, distributors would all be barons. Their customers would give them their budgets and tell them their problems. Figure out what needs to be done and do it would be the motto of the land. A fair price paid for a job well done. And there would be no business by bid, for every account would have but two distributors of record, and they would split the business. Shipments would never have to be monitored or checked, for on time, on target, or on us would be every supplier's motto. Yes, that's how it would be if I were king. And if I were king, suppliers would be earls. Their orders would all come in crystal clear, with 6 weeks to ship. And if a check did not accompany the order, why, payment would always be rendered in net 29, and carriers would deliver their goods like it was their own mama's best china. And when any distributor should call, it would be just to ask, "How's the weather, y'all?" Yes, that is truly how it would be if I were king. Oh, and if I were king, multi-line reps would surely be dukes. Suppliers would provide them with carte blanche, and distributors would sell their lines night and day. And a rep would surely not have to travel. His path would be beaten so wide, they'd all beg to come by just to see what he'd hide. Yes, if I were king, that's how it would be. Actually, though, I'm Terry Dodd, and that's just my report.
Travel back in time with us next Friday as we share more clips from the 80s and 90s on another rad episode of Flashback Tracks, exclusively on Promo Corner. Time to bounce.